Hey everyone, welcome back to part 2 of the CSS Beginner to Advanced Learning series by the Noob Code. Before you start with this video, do watch the part 1 Understanding CSS. The link will appear on the top right corner of your screen. Also, please do watch the end till the end of the video to understand the concept very well. You may adjust the playback speed if I'm going too fast or too slow. Anyways, so we had discussed that the syntax of writing CSS is just a bunch of key value pairs, where every two key value pair are separated with a semicolon, and between the key and a value inside a pair, we put a colon. But there's more to it, and we'll see that in just a bit. So let's start the action. I'll be using VS Code as my code editor. It's a really great and free software. You can use any editor, even Notepad will do. So we have an heading tag h1. Now we could style this using the inline style by writing the CSS inside the style attribute, like style is equals to background color, yellow and color green. This works well when we have to style a single element. But what if we had to style multiple h1 elements? We would have to copy and paste the style multiple times. So let me quickly copy and create two more h1 elements with the same inline style. This would be a lot of rework. Hence, we could use external style sheet here. Let me create one. I can give it any name, let's say style, but the extension always has to be a .css. So cool. Now let's copy the inline style to this file. Also remove the extra inline styles from the h1 element so that we can be sure that the styles in our external style sheet are working. Save the file and then reference it to our HTML page using the link tag. The relationship in the link tag will be style sheet and the source will be the path to our style sheet. Save this and refresh the browser. The style is not applied, although we had the same key value pairs as that we had in the inline way, and over there it was working. Why? The reason is that in inline we could directly put our style on the element we wanted. So it was clear to the browser what to style, which element to apply the styles on. But here the browser cannot identify the element where to put the styles. It just knows that there is a bunch of key value pairs. So we have to mention the element here for the browser to know where to apply the styles. In our case, it is the h1 element. So let's mention h1 before the curly brace. Let's save it and refresh the browser, and we have our styles applied. This particular element that we have defined is known as a CSS selector. So best put, a CSS selector is a pattern used to identify one or more HTML elements on which a style is to be applied. Now, why did I say a pattern? So far, we simply put the element or tag name as a selector, like h1. But there are many other types of selectors, and that is why a pattern is the right word in the definition. Broadly classified, there are 5 types or groups of selectors. They are simple selectors, combinator selectors, attribute selectors, pseudo element selectors, and pseudo class selectors. Now at this point, all these words do not make sense, but don't worry. We'll be covering everything in the later videos, but today we'll be only covering simple selectors. Now simple selectors can be defined using below ways. First is by the tag or the element name, by the class name, by the element ID attribute, by the wildcard or universal selector. So these are the ways. Now what we did earlier when we were using the h1 selector in our previous example, that was by using the tag name or the element name selector. So this is the first way. For this, for the tag or element name selector, we simply define the HTML tag name as our selector name. It can be h1, h2, button, body, span, or any HTML element name or tag name. So cool, moving ahead. Let's say out of the three headings, we wanted to add additional CSS on two of those headings, like putting an underline. Here we can make use of the class selector. We will use the HTML class attribute here. So on the element, we have to define a class name, and we will say we will have to use the class attributes like class equals to, and inside double quotes we will be defining the class name. We can write many class names here, just need to separate the class names by space. But in our case, we only need one class name. So let's define it as heading, meaningful name here. And we will have applied this, we will define this heading class on multiple elements. So here the two heading elements which we want. Now we'll copy this heading selector name and we'll take it to our external style sheet, put it there and define the styles. One very important thing here is that we need to prefix the class selector with a dot. This will help the browser understand that the word after the dot is a class selector, and it has to select all the elements with the class, with this particular class. So let's save this and check in the browser. Yes, we have the styles that we have applied to the h1 elements, the h1 selector. But along with that, we also have had defined the style for the heading class selector, and we have that as well for these two elements. Okay, cool. Now talking about the ID selector. An ID attribute in HTML is a unique identifier that is given to HTML elements. There must not be two elements with the same ID. That is the right way. So if we want to put our styles on a single element which is unique in our entire HTML page, we will make use of the ID selector. Just copy the ID name and put it as the selector. Also, it has to be prefixed with a hash symbol. This hash denotes that the next word is an element ID, and the browser will understand this. Let's save it and run it. A piece of advice here. If I try to style multiple elements using the ID selector, I can do that. I can put the ID on the same ID name on multiple HTML elements and then use the styles. This will work, but still don't do it, as this is not a correct HTML and CSS practice. Always use unique IDs for your elements and use the selector to style this ID selector to style only one element uniquely. Now you may think if there is a way we can apply a common style to all the HTML elements in the web page. Well, this is possible if we use the wildcard or universal selector, which will apply the style to every HTML element present on the web page. It is denoted by the star symbol, so let's use that. I will say star in the style dot as a selector name, and let's set letter spacing as 2 pixel for all the elements. So let's save it and check it. Every element in this page now has a gap of 2 pixel between the two characters in their text. You see, every two characters is spaced by 2 pixel. Okay, now what if you wanted to combine multiple selectors together to put a common style on them? Let's say you want to use you want some ID selectors, you want some element selectors, you want a class selector, and you need to combine them and put a common style. Let's say you want to put a border on them. So what we can do, we just need to take all the selectors together in the same line, separate them by comma. This will indicate that multiple selectors will have the same style, and then we can just define border here, that border 1 pixel solid, save it and check it, border is there. So if you see, these are the various ways we can style our elements using simple selectors. So with this, we come to the end of today's video. Next video will definitely come soon. Do comment to let me know your feedback and questions. Just type it out and also like the video. Please Literally, please subscribe the channel and click on the bell icon to get notifications on upcoming videos. And most importantly, keep practicing CSS. Thank you.